All right, Leaf fans, it's time for the hard work. The core four. Is it time to break them up? I've been waiting to make my video about what the Leafs should do in the offseason, but before we get there, let's jump on to NHL 24 and see what kind of value we can get for Mitch Marner. I keep looking around, listening to all these YouTube videos about what the Leafs need to do, and Mitch Marner is in the crosshairs, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here with my Twitch scouts who are spamming on the emote wall. Let me get rid of that shit right now. We're here with the Twitch scouts. They are going to help me get the right value for Mitch Marner, and we are going to take a look around the NHL to see what kind of value the Toronto Maple Leafs should get back. Now, the first thing, what are we looking for? Are we looking for draft picks and prospects? Are we looking for like the next Matthew Nyes on this team? Are we trading Mitch Marner to a team to get 2 firsts and a prospect? Or are we going the opposite direction? Are we trading away Mitch Marner for some established veterans, like say to the Vegas Golden Knights? We'll pluck like Petrangelo or something like that. Basically older rentals where you're doubling down trying to go for the Stanley Cup. Or are you trying to get something in the middle? Maybe a top 4 defenseman with a middle 6 forward and a second overall, or it's the second round pick, not a second overall pick. I'd do that in a day. You know what I mean? Like, what is our goal here? So I don't know exactly what we want to do. I know we want to still be a competitive team next year, but let's jump into the NHL entry draft for 2024 retired players. Oh, I didn't actually get there yet. And see what kind of potential trades we can make out there. In this universe, the Calgary Flames have won the Stanley Cup. Hang on a second. Just for shits and giggles. Let's take a look at the playoff tree for this year. So we had, the New York Rangers went to the final, but they lost in 6 games to the Calgary Flames. The Dallas Stars went to the conference finals as well. Look at that, Colorado versus Dallas in the second round. Florida, Tampa got there. Rangers got there. It's not horrible, but the Flames with their, with the first cup in how many freaking years, right? Almost got it done in 04. So here we go. Let's go into the NHL entry draft and see what we got for Mitch Marner, all right? So offer trade. Let's see what kind of value we got. So I think these players are going to be like up there with Jesus, that trade value is nasty. But in terms of what the Leafs have, Matthews with the most value, Nylander second most, and there you go, Mitch Marner. Now, Mitch only has 1 year left before he can sign that extension. Now, are the Leafs going to sign him to that 8-year extension in the offseason? Is he going to get another no-move clause? Is he going to be asked to waive his no-move clause? Is he going to get a sign-in trade? Is he going to be traded and then sign the 8-year extension? There's so many different options here. Just for the sake of this video, let us just go through some of the teams, all right? So I've already done some pre-scouting. I do not want to trade Mitch Marner to the Eastern Conference. I do not want to trade him to, say, Boston or Florida or Tampa. I think that would be horrible. Montreal, Ottawa, no. And even the Metro, I could see, like somebody in my Twitch scouts just suggested the New Jersey Devils. I could see a conference finals where that comes back to bite us in the ass. Mitch goes off for freaking 12 points in 5 games, something like that, right? So I'm thinking the Western Conference. And the first team that I had on my mind, the Minnesota Wild. Now, they are in cap hell right now, right? But they're losing out on Matt Zuccarello, who eventually is going to have to retire. How old is he? He is 36 years of age, but a great playmaker for their franchise piece, 94 overall, the Thrill Kaprizov, baby. So I'm thinking, if Kirill plays on the left side, we need to find a playmaker for Kirill for the future. He's 27 years of age, right? Let me just throw him in here. Marner is also 27 years of age. Perfect, right? A perfect 1-2 punch for the Minnesota Wild for the future. So, what can we get back for Mitch Marner from the Minnesota Wild? Now, this is my dumbass who hasn't watched hockey a lot this year, all right? I want to go after this guy, Brock Faber. He had a rookie season. He had a hell of a year. 21 years of age, 86 overall, right-handed, perfect to play alongside of Morgan Riley, 6'1", 200 pounds. Looking pretty good. I wouldn't mind that. All right, so that's the one piece of the puzzle. Straight up, hell no. Minnesota would also be over the league maximum salary cap. But on top of that, we need the forward to replace him. We're not going to take Kaprizov, right? But how about this guy? Signed long-term. Appreciate it, Drew Delappy. Thank you very much, my man. I hope,
Drew Delappy donated.
Damn it! Now it's working?
Trade him to Dallas for hits or Dadonov.
Good lord, man. I tried to fix this before I go into YouTube mode. It doesn't work, and now it fucking works. Trade him to Dallas for Hintz and Dadon. Oh my god, Dadonov. All right, but what the hell? Oh shit! Right, we're in the draft, so it's automatically gonna go quick. Oh crap! All right, let's go back to the Minnesota Wild. Shit! Oh, I gotta be quick with this. All right, so the Minnesota Wild. Let's get that going again. All right, so I got Faber, and how about this guy, Matthew Boldy? Signed to a 7-year deal, so we got him locked up long term. 23 years of age. He's got youth, 86 overall. Unfortunately, I can't look. Oh, man, you know what I should have brought up? I should have brought up the NHL stat screen. The 23-24 stats are not real, but 2 years ago, 30 and 30. I mean, that's beautiful. Put them out there for Mitch Marner. What about that? What about that? Now, on paper, I'd be willing to do that. You get your replacement. Is Boldy left-handed? Because a lefty would open it up. He is left-handed. So now you could put him on the right half wall. Nylander, the left half wall. Matthews either at the top or in the middle of the ice because he's such a dynamic goal scorer. He can score from everywhere. You don't have to have him on an island over there on the right half wall. And then Tavares in the front of the net. And bang. Boldy on the point. Oh, my God. So what do you guys think about that trade? The Minnesota Wild fans are going to be cheering in the streets when we announce this deal. I'll take deals like this any day of the week. All right. So the Toronto Maple Leafs go through with Faber and with, what was his name? Boldy, right? All right, let's see what the Toronto Maple Leafs look like for the 2024-2025 season. So here we are at the beginning of the 24-25 NHL season. I have gone best lines with our new lineup. I tried to bring back all the Leafs. We were able to stay under the salary cap with Mitch Marner's 10.9 off the team. I mean, we freed up almost $4 million. And here you go. So Matthews, Nylander, and Boldy. Well, maybe we could put Matthew Nyes with Matthews and Nylander. Tavares, Boldy, and Bertuzzi. You got Max Domi, Camp, Yarncroc, Gregor, Robertson, and Holmberg. On the bench, you got Dewar and McMahon. So I don't know what kind of combinations you'd want to do here. Maybe Nylander and Tavares still. Boldy and Nyes and Matthews, you know, maybe save Boldy for his own line to split them all up. Nyes, Matthews, Domi, Bertuzzi, Matthews, as they had it at the end of the year, right? So with Matthew Boldy in there, it does still give you that winger that you need, but the power play is going to be a lot different, and that's what I want to show you guys. First up, though, defense. Brock Faber, Morgan Riley, 30 years of age, at 22 years of age. That is nice. That is very nice. Gone is Brody. Gone is, who was that other defender that we got rid of? But you got Timothy Liljegren, McCabe came back, Edmondson, Lyubushkin, and you still have Benoit, who is scratched. Overalls or EA Sports, we can dress them any way we want. It's just, I'm just going based on the game. But if we look at power play, all right? So here's one of the biggest problems that I have with the Toronto Maple Leafs power play. Austin effing Matthews, one of the most, if not the most, dynamic goal scorer in the NHL. And you got him on an island all the way over here. Matthews is not a one-timer only specialist, all right? I mean, he's not Alexander Ovechkin. He can score in many different ways, but there's only one guy who can set bombs out there from the top of the circle on a one-timer. Austin Matthews, he can score from here, but remember the curl and drag shots that he would score from there? He can also bomb them from the point, look for wrist shots to get through. He's also had some great deflections on front of the net. Remember against Tampa Bay, that comeback in the third period? So I would take Austin Matthews off of that island. Put Boldy over there, right? William Nylander is my Kucherov, going to be running the entire offense through him. Now, if you want to put Morgan Riley back here, you can. If you want to try the new guy, Brock Faber, right-handed shot, you can, right? I'd have Tavares sitting on front of the net, and then I would have Matthews right there in the slot. Why? Nylander rotates down. Matthews can come into the half wall, right where Nylander is. Boldy goes down. Matthews can slide out to the one-timer position. You now have the most versatile goal scorer in a versatile position. Instead of him just being locked out on an island, he can go anywhere. Ooh, I like that power play. I like that power play, all right? So there's the first trade with the Minnesota Wild. Let's take a look at another. So once again, back at the NHL entry draft, I'm listening to the Twitch scouts right now, and they are giving me some interesting ones. Now, the Arizona Coyotes are going to become the Utah Storm and Mormons something, and I don't think trading Mitch Marner there makes any sense. What are we taking back? Are we going to take their young prospects like Cooley? We're going to take Genther? Going to take a defenseman, Dursey, 1 year left. He has extended 2. That's a former Leaf prospect, isn't it, Dursey? Wasn't he drafted by Toronto? Yeah, the second round in 2018 by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bring him home. Clayton Keller. Yeah, I guess you could bring these guys back. 8.8 with 5 years left. Okay. So Clayton Keller and a Dursey for Mitch Marner. I don't know if I want that. I liked. Oh man, we are sending Mitch Marner to Utah. That is so disrespectful for him. You know what? As much as I hate losing in the first round over and over again, I cannot subject Mitch Marner to the Utah Storm and Mormons. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That is absolutely brutal, all right? There was another team that they suggested, the LA Kings. Now, the Kings have been that team that have been slowly growing, but they've made the playoffs, 3 years in a row? Keep on losing to the Edmonton Oilers, though. So what would we want from them? Like a veteran? Like, this is what I was talking about. Do you go the veteran route? Do we want to say, all right, we want 2 Stanley Cup champions, give us Anze Kopitar and Drew Doughty, and we just go for it and one and done? I mean, I don't know about that. I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot by going veteran, going after veterans that are only going to be on our team for a handful of years. I don't like that. And I don't even know if LA would want to get rid of them. Quentin Byfield, big center down the middle. You know, I mean, if we're trading away Mitch Marner, getting another center, we already got Johnny T. We already got Austin Matthews, but 21 years of age, 6'5". Ooh, can he win faceoffs? Not the greatest faceoff taker as well. Throw him on front of the net for the power play. How about this guy, Clark, a right-handed defenseman? When was he drafted? 8th overall in 2021, offensive defenseman. I don't know if this guy has broken out at all. I don't think I've heard much about him. So let's throw Clark in there as a defensive prospect. And then Kempe had a great season. I think he was their leading point guy. They're not going to trade him. Kevin Fiala, 6 years left at 27 years of age. I mean, that might be interesting. I think they're getting a lot for that, so then maybe you'd have to throw in a draft pick. Don't worry about this year's draft pick. That's because of the simulation. So next year's first, I don't know. Let's try it out. Mitch Marner for Clark, Fiala, and a first. Trade accepted. Let's see how our team looks. All right, we're at the beginning of the 24-25 season again with Kevin Fiala on the team. Now, best lines, what do we got here? Matthews, Nylander, and Fiala. Fiala can play both the left wing and the right wing. Left-handed shot, though, so that should help out the power play. What do? Bertuzzi, Matthews, Domi, Tavares, Fiala, and Nyes. Nylander for the third line all by himself. Again, it gives you that left-handed winger to replace the right-handed Mitch Marner, which I like. That was the same thing I liked about the Minnesota Wild, because it does help out the power play. And then defenders, Brandt Clark, 21 years of age, you know, is he going to break out? He's 6'2", 191. I mean, it's just a video game, right? No clue if this guy's going to become something, but I do like that idea of getting a forward and a defender either in their mid-20s or in their early 20s. I think that's the way to go if you're Leafs management. And then that leaves us with the power play again. Kevin Fiala, he's got that hell of a wrist shot. He could play that right side. Matthews in the middle, Nylander, Tavares, and Clark. Yeah, that trade works for me. I just don't know about the value, if we got screwed, if they got screwed, but yeah, that one works. Let's go again. Back at the NHL entry draft, and my Twitch scouts have suggested 2 more Western Conference teams that absolutely make sense. First off, the Calgary Flames. Now, the Flames are full of older players. They're clearly trying to get that Stanley Cup. I mean, look at this. Kadri at 33 with 6 years left. Uyghur at 30 with 8 years left. Huberdeau at 31 with 8 years left, right? To bring in a 27-year-old, a young guy that can really, hopefully, manage that offense and be the star and bring it all together, that could be what they're looking for. But coming back the other way, I mean, what do they have? So let's quickly take a look at their team. We go Mitch Marner to the Calgary Flames. All right. What would the Leafs be getting back here? Because like I said, I think I want younger players. Are we just trading roster spots here? Like Uyghur, 8 years, a right-handed defenseman, but would they want to do that? You know, then who do they have at the blue line? And instead of Uyghur, maybe you go with Rasmus Andersson. 3 years left. Are they going to extend him? He's 27, you know, but in terms of what they have on paper, you know, this game says it drops off big time after those 2 guys. So if you're trading for a Mitch Marner as an older team, are you giving up your blue liners that you absolutely need? How about a goaltender? I don't think the Leafs should be trading for a goaltender. I think we got to keep it on the ice. If we're going to get lucky with goaltending, that's the way it's got to be. We're not going to get that sweet-ass, you know, Carey Price, Jonathan Quick, Andrei Vasilevsky type. Nazem Kadri coming back, a 33-year-old. Mangiapane, 28 years of age. Kuzmenko, 28. The thing about the Calgary Flames, I don't like any of the pieces coming back the other way. I just don't. So you know what? I'm going to say no. Hard no to the Calgary Flames. I think the Flames would love to get it done. I don't think the Leafs have anything on that team that would help us out in the future. All right, maybe for 1 or 2 years, but that hurts us, man. I don't like that. Another team in the West, they suggested the Seattle Kraken. Now, after their expansion year, they made the playoffs, but then they missed the playoffs out this year. Could we get our hands on a Matty Beniers? Could we get our hands on a Shane Wright? You know, something like just go straight back in time and just load up for the future and give them something that can help them out right now. I know on the blue line they got Vince Dunn, 27. Mitch Marner's 27. You might be able to send Mitch their way. I don't know if you'll get both of them, right? But too young talent. Will it work out on this team? Let me just see the defender. I do want a defenseman, though. If we're going to get Mitch Marner off the team, Vince Dunn, Adam Larson, nah. Dumoulin, Alexiak, nah. That ain't going to work for me. And then forwards, Matty Beniers, McCann. Yeah, it would be Matty Beniers and Shane Wright, although I don't know if the Seattle Kraken would want to do that. You might be able to get one of them. I don't know if you're going to get both of them. All right? And this is the criticism that I have against Leaf fans who are calling out Mitch Marner and the core four, trade them. They don't have heart. They don't have skill. What happens if you trade away a guy like Mitch Marner to the Dallas Stars? You think he's just going to shit the bed over there? What happens if they go on to win a Stanley Cup? That would terrify me, man. But what could we get from the Dallas Stars over here? Because they got a good lineup as well. Heiskanen, Harley, Lindell, Sutter. I mean, I don't know if they'd want to give up any of those defensemen. I'd love to get Heiskanen, but I don't know if that's going to work. Harley, maybe Harley. Is Harley a left-handed defenseman? Another lefty, all right. So we'll throw Harley in there, 22 years of age for Marner. And then a forward. Take Jason Robertson, Nick Robertson's brother. No, they ain't giving up on him. They ain't giving up on Rupe Hintz, Pavelski, Duchesne, Ben, Sagan, Wyatt Johnston, maybe Stankoven. I mean Wyatt Johnston, but they shit, man. So there's a lot of different options out there. There certainly is. I don't want to be making any mistakes by trading Mitch Marner to the Boston Bruins, all right, or the New Jersey Devils, or the Florida Panthers. I think that would be absolutely horrible. The Anaheim Ducks, why would Anaheim want to give up their like Troy Terry maybe? 7 years less, Mason McTavish, you get some young guns. But to me, a team trading for Mitch Marner is a team that's ready to start competing, right? They're going to get him locked up long term, but they already have an established team. Anaheim ain't it. So I'd love to hear what you guys on YouTube have to say about Mitch Marner, but the one thing I'd want to say is that be careful what you wish for, because we saw it with former Leafs, Phil Kessel, Nazem Kadri, Tyler Bozak. Look what Zach Hyman's doing over there with Edmonton right now, right? Former Leafs that players think they can't get it done in the playoffs, they don't have the heart, we got to break it up. They go on to other teams and win the Stanley Cup. Be careful what you wish for with Mitch Marner, because he could go somewhere else and turn into the player that we all want him to be. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're going to hold on to the core four. Keefe, I think you're gone, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think about what the Leafs should do, and I'll see you in the next one.